Gotcha. Gotcha. So I would like to thank everyone that was involved with this negotiation.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back, Fallen Angels. Sorry, it's been a while. I'm on the road. You know what I mean? So you can see my eyes just watching where I'm walking. So excuse me for not looking you guys in the eyes while I'm talking. This car's coming directly at us. We're on our way to go to the store because my tooth, man. We went to the dentist while we were out in Amityville, and they didn't fix that yet. You know, so that's one of the things I gotta get taken care of still. And I'm telling you, it kills me. It hurts, and I have to hold ice on it all day. Use the orange gel. Doesn't cut it. So I'm getting some ibuprofen or some Tylenol, whatever the hell they sell. And we got quite a little bit of walking to do. So I figured I left a little gap, you know, through the videos, and that's my bad. You know, the reason why, you know, I have a legit reason. There's a lot of stuff, you know, not negative, you know, just a lot of stuff we're dealing with. And I just had to put all my time and focus and energy to that, you know, make sure it gets handled appropriately and successfully, you know. So right now I figured I got the time. And let me tell you guys, sort of like a Bozo Chronicle, stay off the street. I'll stay as much as I can. So I'm gonna tell you a little Bozo Chronicle, but first I'm gonna update you that we moved out of the Amityville place. We're in another place. Watch out for that. We moved to another place. Place is good. There's only three people, you know, 3 groups instead of 5. So it's a big place. It's got a huge property. You know, it's on huge land. So, you know, and it's private. You know, so you might enjoy grounding out, you know, like they say to do. Take your shoes off and ground out, you know, like for your aura and for get some sun rays and stuff like that, and let our feet touch the ground and ground our bodies out. You know, the electric positive, negatives, whatever. The ground ourselves out. But I'm gonna do a little Bozo Chronicle. I'm not gonna go too in detail on the people, like their names and stuff like that, because I'm not here for that, you know what I mean? Like, you'll hear the story though, but they weren't there for it either, believe me. But I'm just a bigger man. I'm not gonna lower myself just because they want to lower themselves to some animalistic level. So while I was living there, you know, when I first got there, you know, I was humble, very humble to people. We were there before this couple I'm talking about. I'll just call them Beavis and Butthead. Beavis, the blonde, will be the girl. Butthead, black hair, that will be the guy. That's what I'll call them, Beavis and Butthead. And you know, there were some drug addicts. They were horrible drug addicts. You know, and I'm gonna explain a little bit of it, but the first part I'm not explaining. That isn't the reason why they're drug addicts. But a lot of the people I knew, and still know, but I don't talk to them regularly anymore. But people use this to get help, you know, but they weren't using it to get help. They were using it to get high and maintain their high, and they were doing other stuff on top of it, like, you know, the hard white, if you know what I'm talking about, playing hardball, and dog food, if you get what I'm saying, also on top of their methadone clinic. That's the stuff they go to every morning. And they took those school buses, for those that know, the 2 milligram Zans, you know, school buses. They were pathetically addicted to it. And we came into that place, and though we were on the street for more or less a year, we still kept our dignity. You know, we kept ourselves clean. Our clothes were kept clean, you know. We took care of the stuff we had. We still have our storage. and all our stuff is in storage still to this day. And they raised us $100 for no reason, which is why we moved in the first place to the place we're at now, where we're at now, because the other place, after we were there a couple of months, tried to raise us $100, you know what I mean? So it was crazy. So they did the same. So we paid it almost $300, and we told them that, can you not charge us the $289 or whatever it is? Can you charge us one last month of $189 like we're used to? So that might have been something. $189 like we're used to. So yeah, $189 like we used to. So then we're also gonna condense when we got time, because we got lots of appointments. We're gonna condense it when we got time, and get one of your small units that we could fit in and that is more affordable. And they're like, nah, you gotta pay $289, so we did. We paid it $289. But yeah, but the clothes I went over there with was what you guys always see me. It's regular shit to me and my girl. She sees it as regular clothes, just like I do. But I mean, everything I wear is either true religion, liqueur, and it's not a flex. This is not a flex. It's Balenciaga and shit, all types of shit that I don't have a single shred of. So I'm not flexing. But I've all Lacoste, Ralph Lauren polo stuff, even shoes, polo, Ralph Lauren, everything like that. And I have like 15, 59, 50 hats, all matching whatever outfits. I have different colors. And I have about like 25 sunglasses, and each with different styles and different ways, different clothes I want to match them with. Blah, blah, blah. I don't need to keep going on and on, because then I'll feel like I'm trying to get a brownie point for it, and I'm not at all trying to. Trust me, I'm not trying to. But even my seeing glasses, because I do wear glasses, just real hot, and I knew I was doing the video, and I didn't want to bring it right now. So. But they're Gucci, you know what I mean? So, and Michael Kors, my girl's got, her Michael Kors watch too. And how we got it was really cheap, and I'll explain that. That'll be part of the story. But, I even have my my Burberry watch and my Gucci sterling silver necklace. The double pendant has the cross plus the square Gucci symbol with the ID and blah, blah, blah. Now, if I take it out now, you already know brand, so that's the end of it. I'm not gonna say no more. I'm not even gonna bother saying no more, because I'm not here for that. I'm actually almost up at the gas station. It's a lot closer than I thought, so I'll probably finish it right here. Let's see if you're all right with it, just so I can bang it out. All right. So, yeah, this one couple started, since I'm polite, they say sometimes, like I learned in prison, you open doors, they're very easy to open, but hold it for me a little bit, so I can, my arms are starting to kill me, but they're almost impossible to close, you know what I mean? You open that door, and you're the nicest guy, they say all these nice things about you, and the second you say no, because you don't have it like that, or you just see that, like, they're doing that friendly extortion, or their priorities are shot. They're spending what little pennies they got towards drugs, because they know that you'll give them cigarettes or smoke. Vapes. You'll give them your leftover vapes. They'll ask and ask and ask and ask and ask. And I messed up and gave in the beginning, because the butthead was saying that he remembered me from 09 when I was fighting my case before I went up north. Like my DIN number, 10R1186. I'll say it over and over. But he also was representing King, which I know he wasn't, because while we were there, the connecting dorm was King. We would always slide notes under the door, all of us, not just us, anybody. Whether you're buying something from them under the door, there's a little crack, and you send the kite under, and then maybe the flat chicken wrap, or whatever you're sending it under tobacco, if you're trading it for chinita, whatever, and it comes back. So my bro that put me on was with me, and I had a couple bros that was in that dorm connecting, being what I was, what I am. I'm a man right now. I'm fucking 45, but what I am. And this one person in that dorm told security every single Latin King and Yetta that was in that dorm and our connecting dorm. And lo and behold, they called my dumb ass down to security too. They asked me, like, we know you're Nieta, you might as well just, admit to it. Of course I didn't. and then they've got me pissed off. And I'm like thinking to myself, I could be whatever I want to be. In my head I'm thinking this. I'm not obviously saying this to them. I could be whatever I want to be. Like, they can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just in the county fighting my case. You know what I mean? I just don't need this shit to be in my jacket, follow me up north, and then trying to use that shit against me like I'm a higher class level inmate. I didn't know enough yet. So I'm like, yeah, well, so what? You know what? You guys are pressing me. So what if I am? And they said, no, we got it on note. We got everything on note. Everything that you guys are. Whoever told us every one of you guys. We were all going in groups. So he never got called down. So he wasn't when I was there. I didn't even know him. I did not know him. I'm gonna call him Butthead, but his name, it's a common name. Like if you gamble and you're lucky, that's all I'll just say. There's like a million of people of this certain name in all different types of areas and stuff like that. So, but I didn't know. But my girl knows. She'll tell you, like, don't matter what town I'm walking in, girls, doesn't have to be just girls, but she knows it from a girl. Pulled over with her kid just to say, are you John? You're John. You're Santa Mall, right? I remember you from school, blah, 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 blah. Of course, I'm going to be nice and be friendly to an extent because I'm with my girl, and if I wasn't with her next to me, I'm still with my girl. Like, that is it, But I'm not going to just kick it, get out of my face type of shit. I'm going to entertain them with a little short combo, high-bye type shit, and then keep it moving. And that's what I did, and she's seen that. Like a lot of these people, everywhere I go, they know me, but that doesn't necessarily mean I know them. You know what I mean? And that don't mean nothing, because I am not gonna act like my time in school or any time around there was my pinnacle in life, because if I start trying to flex with that time of day, then that shows I ain't got nothing going for me now or anything in the near future or anywhere behind me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm stuck in the freaking that time and era. But a couple times I was asked for $1, your fingers in front of the camera, $1 or $2, and because they knew we had money. You know what I mean? We're not rich. We are not rich. I'm not getting my disability payments right now. We're fighting to get them back because they think they overpaid me. So they got me suspended since November, and we're already in August. So I've been dealing with them. I recently gave them like a stack this thick of paperwork, to show them that you got it wrong. You didn't overpay me nothing, and give me my money back. And I'm about to, there's a waiver form that you can fill out that if they don't do what they got to do, I'm gonna try for the waiver form, and after that, I'm just gonna get the disability lawyer back involved on it. I'm still disabled. They still got me on the government's website. I can still sign in. I'm still disabled from such and such day, someday in 2020, that they had me factored in as, and all my payments that they ever gave me and how much and everything, So nothing changed. I'm just suspended on receiving my money. So we're living off of just her CDPAP money, that my caregiver, she's my caregiver. We're living, 2 people off of that one income with our cell phones, storage bill, and right now we only have me getting food stamp cards because they cut hers off because they swear they mailed her paper to keep it going, to renew it or recertify, whatever they call it. And no, they didn't. They definitely didn't, because we never got it. We get all our mail, but we never got that. So we're working on that. This is month 2 that we're working on it, and we got some people that are ready to put their foot on their necks for us because it's ridiculous, So when we run out of my food stamp, we're also using the cash because we can't starve. We have some nice people helping us out, giving us the shelter. It's called pantry food. Dropping it off so we can stay afloat. But none of that. Let me move on with the story. So they knew we had money though. We weren't broke because we don't buy the stuff that they buy. We ain't buying no crack, heroin, pills. We ain't buying that shit. And they didn't even work anyway, so I don't know. they were going to the clinic, and I think they were trading their stuff off, or their methadones, part of their methadone for pill. I don't know, because I don't get in their business, because I could care less. And even if I knew their business, I wouldn't say it out loud on the channel, because that's kind of like dry snitching. But which is another reason why it's just Beavis and Butthead right now. Like I ain't trying to put people out there like that. But you know, this Butthead knew a couple times that I was ready to put my hands on him, and one time he said he needed to borrow a couple dollars that I had, you know, because I had it, you know, and I lent him money, and I wanted to work with him, so I knew he wasn't full of shit, because he's a drug addict. Like, I don't trust them. I don't trust people that do that. They'll tell you anything to think they're manipulating you and getting over on you, and then pull a fast one, and then actually cry and say something bad happened to them, their family died and they had to pay an Uber, you know, whatever the case may be. You guys can put 2 and 2 together. So he wouldn't let me walk with him. I had to wait in front of the supermarket while he went to the guy that was like 5 stores down, but still part of the strip mall. And he comes back to me when we're on our way there, saying that he's probably gonna get cracked in the face by this guy. So I'm like, you brought the best guy with you, because if I'm walking with you like I was in prison, if I go to chow with anybody and I'm walking with you, if someone gets their hands put on them, I'm fighting with you as long as you stick up for yourself, you know what I mean? I ain't fighting your battles, and if I find out it was because of you and you really did something wrong, you got a problem with me too. But I said, you got the best guy. Like, he ain't gonna do it while I'm around. If he does, then he's got both of us to handle. And he told me the reason why, because he was trying to buy something off him, and he used his EBT card, and there's a rap about it. My girl knows the song where they say, use the EBT card. You know, he gave him a fake EBT card. So that's why I said he might have a problem. But, so the guy didn't rob him, but he did rob him. But it's not a robbery. He owed him that fucking money. So I got that crying fucking sob story when he came back that he robbed him. And then, since I started getting a little aggressive, we were off the property, no cameras, I could do whatever I want. I was ready to mollywop him and knock him out and just leave him there and just walk back to the house, because we were like 2 houses away from the house. And he told me the honest truth, you know, like about that EBT card situation. I said, you didn't get robbed, man. The guy collected his money. You don't mess with people like that. You're lucky that guy didn't shoot you or have you cut or jump right there. And then you got me sitting there, and out of respect, I got my back turned, you know, so you didn't think, oh, what, you put a cop with you? You know how some people are. Lift it up, don't say, yeah, like, down. Yeah. So he knew I felt some type of way, and it was almost ended. But I have other things that are more important than I'm dealing with. Me and my fiance are dealing with. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. It was only $30. He got robbed for 70. It is what it is, but I just know to cut him out of my life, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I get for trusting a crackhead, a drug addict, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and falling for the not walking all the way with him, because, you know, so he knew he couldn't come to me for nothing. So he'd send his girl, Beavis, would come to, one day came to the door while we were sleeping. That's how early, because they went to the clinic early in the morning. They were back by like 8. She came early, crying tears, saying she's sick. She is so sick. Sick of what? Sick of him is probably what it was. But she's saying she was sick. I don't know if it was because of the Xanax or you don't get sick. I get seizures, and that stuff will give you seizures if you go to take it every day. I've been taking it since 2019, and you don't take it, seizure threshold gets very low, and you're likely to have one. But they're just drug abusers and shit like that, and they don't have money like that to maintain a habit of that. Unless they do, because they got their little scamming that they're doing and trading or whatever. But I gave her $2, 2 singles. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't getting shit from me or my fiance. We got big priorities that we're worrying about, and other people could use that. Us, mainly, because our bills, we don't even got enough almost sometimes to handle all our stuff. And what if we want to buy a gift for our son, because we see our son every week? You know, like we do. The other week we bought him Spider-Man with action figure. Like, he was big, he was about that big. You push buttons and he says like 9 or 10 different sayings, you know, with his hands like this, a Batman doll too, you know, action figures, you know, like big things. You know, we buy him stuff often. He's gonna get that money before I give it to you. But he figured, I made the comment that, like, I don't like to see people crying. Like, I do have empathy for people. I do got a heart and emotions. So I think Butthead sent her, and they got the $2 from me. So, and I thought that was pretty pathetic that you couldn't, as a man, come to me saying, yo, I'm a drug addict, you got me down pat, I need some money, I'm fiending, or coming down. I don't know what his case was, what their case was. If I give him the $2 and get the fuck out of here. And then I got asked, begged for fucking money for a bus fare. And I get bus tokens. And I had a few extra, and I knew I was gonna get more again for the month. I get it. Me and Natasha get a certain amount for the month, so I was able to spare one, probably two, but that's not what it's there for. It's not for everybody to get our tokens. You know what I mean? So instead of giving them the $2.25, that's another way to get a couple more dollars. I just gave one bus token, and she was, you know, damn near ready to cry and stuff, and he was close, like as if he was giving her an attitude because she messed up. I don't know what the case was, but I told her, I said, yo, we need to close the store, close it fast, close it quick. They're gonna talk mad shit, and you know what? They're probably gonna lie and make up stories and all this shit to like staff or anybody. Like, we just need them out of our lives because we don't need them starting shit. You know what I mean? Because we say no, because that's how it goes. You know what I mean? Like when you open doors to the wrong people, you say no. They want to destroy your life, you know what I mean? Like, and they're not fighters, you know, Butthead ain't a fighter, so it's through his mouth. Now, this other day, she comes back to the door, bawling, saying that she messed up something that was supposed to go to Butthead, and they had it in a coffee cup that was dry, but she didn't realize it. I guess it was their school buses or something like that, or dope. I don't know what it was. I didn't care to hear it. I'm on camera, so I don't want to hear it. Because, you know, I'm outside, and I'm walking outside to the kitchen. She's bawling. He's right there yelling at her while on camera. Stairs right there, like right around the turn. And we're right underneath the camera. So I'm like, yo, it's not that serious. So this once and last time, I went in my wallet on camera, and I had fucking a 5, and I had like 4 singles, you know, because we use the card, you know, but sometimes I need transfers quarters, so I do keep some money on me. So I gave them $2, and I said, never again, don't ever come to me again. And then she kept crying, and I said, yo, come here. I said, it's not that serious. I gave Butthead $2. You know, I ain't gonna call him Butthead. I call him by names, but I'm not gonna hear. I gave Butthead $2. You guys will be all right. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Whatever the problem is can be fixed. Don't make something small. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. You know what I mean? And then he called her a dope head. Stop acting like a dope fiend, a dope head, and all this stuff right under the camera. I'm like, yo, I gotta get the fuck away from this. And I go back in the room. So then one day, I had to go to the store, and she wasn't feeling that good, Natasha. So I was like, I'm not gonna let you, you know, make you go. I wanted my teeth. My teeth been hurting for quite a while. We've gone to the dentist once in Amityville, but they didn't fix that. They did other stuff. And I wanted to get ices, and I was like, it's right there, I'll come right back. They ear hustle everything. Like our doorway, as soon as you open the door, it's the kitchen. So people just sit on that table, them, not just anybody, them. They sit, they don't eat, they don't talk. They just try to listen to see if we're fucking or whatever. I don't know what other else you can be sitting there trying to ear hustle. You're hoping you hear, because ain't nobody better looking than me in that place. And that's not even me flexing, that's me telling you just the truth. Straight, actual, factual. Same goes for her. By leagues and bounds. You know what I mean? So I think we you know, there's a little hating going on, you know, because the way I was, the way she was, and the way they all were. And yet we were the only ones that were on the street living in something like this in a tent for basically a year. But yet we were still put together, we still had a pride in our dignity, and we still had a lot of stuff going on. We never gave up on ourselves, like they already had given up on themselves. But yeah, shit got bad. So one day he got, I don't know the fact of what happened, I'm just giving you my assumptions. Oh yeah, I'm getting to the point. I was going to the store, and since sometimes we'd open the door quick because we thought we heard a little bit, but no talking. And there's the closet, like my door's right here that I open, and the kitchen is right here, right here. I could touch it. Is the closet door, which has room 1, 2, and 3, section, So she will open the door one time to go to the bathroom, and Beavis was just sitting there. She got caught trying to ear hustle right next to our door, but they got a mirror that's in front of the cabinet door. So she started acting like she was working on the eyelashes or something like that. Meanwhile, they got their own bathroom. We share ours. We got the small bathroom, but it has a mirror anyway. And they got the giant bathroom by themselves. They got to pass that to come into there, and it's got a huge mirror. So she got caught ear hustling. She even went, "Oh shit!" So we knew that was going on. So we couldn't enjoy ourselves romantically because I won't take her innocence away from her. You know what I mean? I won't have these people use that as a spank bank memory because they ain't touching their girl and they want to pretend. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna get too graphic. So one time I heard them, and not talking, but I heard enough noise because I'm on that side of the room and the door had gaps, so I can hear very well when my awareness is up, which always was there now ever since that happened. So I open the door real quick, right there, not even looking at her, just right there, and I just said, "Oh, the bathroom door's closed, babe. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom right now." And I just closed the door. I said, "Yeah, they're still fucking clocking us." But one day, I think because they were getting mad at that we were like, we knew what was going on and we were done with them, because I started dubbing them for everything. Because they wouldn't stop. Smokies, I call them Smokies, the vape, cigarette vapes, Smokies, cigarettes and stuff, dubbing them for everything. And this was like 7 days from the time that I went to the store to get ices. He clocked that I was leaving and he wanted to come with me because he said he was getting something for Beavis at the same supermarket, which is two buildings away. I let the idiot come with me because I don't care what you're doing. I'm doing what I gotta do and I'm leaving, And while I'm going there, I'm telling them, because I want them out of my life. And I'm like, yo, the way your girl is, I find it inappropriate that you're not coming to me, man to man, asking for these things. You got this girl crying rivers, not even crocodile tears, actual real tears. That's how much manipulator she is, or desperate. And I was like, yo, just for $2, I guarantee I can get her lift the shirt up. Guarantee if you weren't around her all the time, she'd be sucking someone's dick for crack. Guarantee it, because 99.999 girls suck dick for crack. Especially if their man ain't taking care of them. And it don't look like you are. And he was all out of whack. He admitted he sniffed a bunch of school buses and was on a bunch. So I had to grab him by his face, because I ain't gonna not have him remember what I'm saying to you. And I repeated it, and I said, you understand every word I'm saying to you, right? You get me, right? It's all due respect. You better reel her back in, because this shit ain't right. So he said, yeah. By the time we got to Circle City, he forgot what the fuck he was there for. He had to call her to find out why he was going there. So obviously, they didn't have a fucking real reason. Just water. We get water there for free, but water. He had no EBT card and no money. So of course my dumb ass, which shouldn't have done it, but I did it because you know what? I'm all the way up here. That's some ant shit. And you're playing handball off a curb. That's how low life of a loser you are. And so is Beavis. So I bought a single thing of water along with my ices. I bought two thing of ices. I bought my Mama Pops, the Mamitas or whatever they're called, the Spanish ices, and I bought her the Italian ices, which I eat too. I love Italian ices. The cherry flavor, excellent. And I paid for that. And this was a week later. But I've been dubbing them, trying to get them to fucking stay out of our life. And he knocked on my door loud as fuck. So I had something in my hand. I'm not gonna, it's irrelevant, but I had a furniture that I bought, so I had my hand right there, and I opened the door, and all of a sudden he had balls. Mind you, I had told him I was gonna put my hands and feet and everything else on him. If shit didn't go right, if he was a fuck up, blah, 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 and he didn't do nothing when there's no cameras. But he's right next to the camera. And then he says, yo, I got a little problem with the way you said that the other week. Yeah, a week later, and I see her head peeking around the corner. But Steph is right there, so Steph is probably, what is she doing, peeking over? But they're probably looking at, it was like a, not a regular staff member. So they take advantage of it when it's not a regular staff member. She was probably kind of paying attention to the mic, I mean to the camera, which doesn't take your voice, just camera. And he started acting kind of like he had a spine on him. So I know she gave him his fucking little a bunch of Xanny bars, and he just did a bag of dope, and that takes all your inhibitions away. It's like if you're a young girl or a young boy and you get drunk and see cop, you're like, fuck the police, fuck you pigs, you know, and that's what you normally wouldn't do, but you're drunk, it does that. It'll give you all of a sudden some balls all of a sudden. So what I do calmly, not making shit hot, I backed up in my room, and I said, yo, shut the fuck up. You're in the camera making shit hot. You feel that type of way? Come in the room. Let's fucking fight this out. You gang, come on, let's fight this out. Of course he wouldn't. He backs up where he was more in the camera, 100%, and close enough to where Steph could hear his words, saying all types of heinous shit. I don't even want to repeat. Whatever you think, if you were drunk, you would say to somebody that you didn't like, that's what he said to me. Even probably, and that's my D. And that's my D probably came in there, you know, and that's fighting words. He's never been to prison, but that's fighting words for me. So I was like, all right, he's not trying to come in my room to fight, but I know what he's doing. He's trying to set me up because they know I got a fucking short temper and I fight. He wants me to hit him on camera. They don't think I'm gonna fucking do that though. So let me surprise him because we just came off the fucking street. We'll go right back to the street, but that ain't the right way to go by it, and that's why that didn't happen. But I ran right up to him, I bounced fucking chest to chest with him, and I started screaming in his face, like my fucking breath, just spittles were coming off on his face. And I'm like, yo, you know, saying what I'm saying. I'm not here to give you word for word, play for play, and he wasn't doing shit. So I grabbed him by his love handles, you know, and I squeezed it as hard as I can, because I'm trying to get him to hit me. Because now I'm not defending myself, I'm hurting him. Boom, all he's gotta do is hit me in the face. Then I got my permission to do whatever the hell I want. I'm disabled and he just attacked me. But his girl saying, stop, you guys gotta stop. You're gonna get kicked out. You guys are gonna get us all kicked out. I said, I don't give a fuck. You guys came to my door aggressively, starting shit out of nowhere. You guys should have thought about this shit while I'm holding him. And he's still not trying to hit me. So, poof, spit right in his fucking face, thinking he's definitely gonna hit me now. All he did was snitch, not even dry snitch. He spit on me, he spit on my face. Did you guys see that? Of course nobody did. He made sure his head was covering the camera. Camera didn't see it, staff didn't see it, nobody seen it. The girl seen it, my girl seen it, I seen it, he's seen it. He knows what happens, you know, so staff was like saying, I'm gonna have to call police. So I backed up, I said, it's just an argument, you know, like two men comparing whose dicks are big, you know, not literally, but pissing contest, you know, we had an argument, that's all it was. We didn't fight, no one fought. Why? Because that's not what he was trying to do. He was hoping that I wasn't who I was, you know what I mean? I wasn't John John. It's knock, 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 who's there? Another motherfucking hard rock. You guys know that ODB song. But did not expect that. But so I said, yo, call cops, everything's on camera. I'm not here to tell you guys anything. She kept saying, was this over, what you guys doing? I said, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. If you're gonna call the cops, they're gonna have to look at the record, and the only record is what the camera says, so I'm not saying shit. He'll probably tell you everything. He'll tell you everything and lie and embellish and add on top of it. But I'm not gonna tell you nothing. Let the camera speak for itself. And then I gave him a way out. I told him, I'll take something to eat. I bought a shirt of yours, and you know, I needed to do laundry. I went to McDonald's and I spilled the fruit puff, you know, the ice cream thingy. I forgot what it's called, Frosty or whatever the fuck it was. And I didn't wash it when I did my laundry. I just threw it back to you dirty, and you just came to my room, voicing your opinion, and I didn't like being talked to, so I gave you my ass. You know, I gave you my mouth, and then that led to an argument. That's all it was about. Because nobody touched each other. We don't have to get kicked out. But if you want to, shit, I don't give a fuck. I lasted a year in the street. You guys can't last a fucking day in the street. She'll probably leave you. Be at the first fucking drug dealer's house sucking his dick for that drug. And who knows whose houses you'll be robbing. But not us. We off that shit and we doing good. But this is the way to get them the fuck out. Because nothing happened. No crimes committed. so they gotta leave. They probably gotta do it because of where we live. And we gave each other the dap and the, you know, the pound and shit. And just so happens they were looking through the window, the cops, as that happened. So it wasn't my perfect timing. It was just, I am that guy that has that perfect timing, I guess. They come in and that's what, I do most of the talking. I say, that's what happened, we're cool. We're even sitting next to each other on the couch. Yeah, we all right. You know, we just had an argument. But it's just an argument, it's over. It's over. I said, told lady, they didn't do nothing. You know, they seen the tape, they didn't do nothing. So, you know, we'll write up that we came here, but they didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? So we gotta go. If we get called back because they do something, then we'll do something. They didn't do nothing. So they left. And the very next day, because I was like, you know what, let's play it off like we cool to them. You know what I mean? Because we don't need them starting some fucking lies and rumors and just making our life living hell. Because I didn't know how long we were getting stuck there. Thank the Lord, we ain't there no more. But I was like, let's just stay the fuck away from them. If they out there, we just don't go out there. We just hibernate. We just stay in a room and we just go to our appointments. Just do what we've been doing already, but just not be talkative to them. We have nothing to say to them. And they kept doing the ear hustle and shit, being by that cabinet, you know, right next to our door. But he came to knock on the door one day, or waited till I was outside. When I was going to the bathroom, I came out of the bathroom, he was already right by he was sitting on that kitchen table. He's like, John, come here. He's like, yo, do me a favor. Like when the head staff, I'm not even gonna say her name, the head staff that was, you know, responsible for that place, which I'm on great terms with every staff member there. If you guys have seen this, I love you guys all. You know what I mean? You guys are great. You guys have been very helpful to us, and we'll still be talking, you know, after this anyway, staff, you know, because you've been helping us. We probably still will. But he said, tell staff that the argument was over, that since my girl's always talking to staff, like alone, that you said that she's probably a snitch telling on people. So that let me know what was already written in the report, the story the cops told, and the story he co-signed and said with me. Now that's getting changed, because people have a problem. They forget their lies. I don't lie that much, but I don't. But the world does. The truth you don't forget. It's the truth, you know, it's history, you know what I mean? Your own personal history, especially if it's short term, you're not a pothead, you know what I mean? You remember the truth. But I knew he was trying to pull some shit. He was trying to make me look bad. Like if Pam confronts me, I'm supposed to tell, what we're gonna call it that for now. That's the same shit, you know, you Pam, so we'll call her that. The Pam lady came and said, yeah, heard stuff happened, not a big deal. I just spoke to Butthead, and I don't know if Beavis was there too, she said, but Butthead was definitely the talker, and he said that you said something about Beavis was constantly snitching to me or something like that, and I said, there's no way, and he threw a ton of other stuff on there too that I said, that ain't even them. Like now you're getting out of hand with what you're saying and accusing these people of, because that's not even them. I know them. I go to their room regularly. Like, that's not them. Like, so stop where you're at, you know. So he, not only did he lie, because at first I said, whatever he said, there's a reason why the argument happened, whatever. I just want to be over it. She goes, no. And then she told me what was said. She told me what I just told you. And I said, listen, unless somebody's doing something wrong, they don't give a fuck who's snitching. Because they're not doing nothing wrong. Me and her ain't doing shit wrong. If they're snitching on themselves or each other or someone else in the house is doing something wrong. Not my problem. I'm not tight with anybody in here. I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So why would I care enough to even voice that opinion? It wouldn't even be on my mind because I'm not doing nothing wrong. So I wouldn't even be thinking you're talking about me or her. We're always together, so us, you know? She's like, yeah, exactly. She's like, I cut him right the fuck off, and the stuff he was trying to throw on top of it, I know is not you guys, like not even remotely close. So I said, enough is enough. Get out of your shoe. So I knew he was dangerous. Not dangerous because of this, because he's willing to fucking act like everything's good. After I saved him from the police and getting kicked out, and saved him from hurting, because he's frail and he gets robbed from his drug dealer. He told me when we were cool because the whole time we thought we were cool after that. Like, because I just didn't want, because he wasn't trying to fight. So why am I gonna still act tough? Like, if he trapped me, like I had to go to the bathroom and talk to me for a second, you know, I would talk to him and then just be, and he would say, yeah, my dealer got me 4 other times since then. Like, he keeps getting robbed by his dealer and he keeps buying. So I know he's doing other fucked up shit and he's just getting money collected that he owes. But he's a frail guy who has nothing. And when I greeted him with the modare, you know, like, you know, and I know how to salute the right way because we're primos. Primo means cousin. You didn't know primo meant? Primo's cousin. King and Nieta, cousins, primos. Modare, king love the king, you know. More love, dare, king. King love the king. It's king love, you know, and they say morare, you know, blah, blah, blah. We say de corazon, the heart, blah, blah, blah. When there's a special way to salute. I'm not here to tell you guys our stuff. But he didn't know nothing. He didn't even know what any of that stuff meant. So I had to explain with him in meetings in English. So he wasn't that. He was fronting that he was that. So I asked him, what tribe is he from? What family? And he did say correct tribe. He said Toltec, and it's real. And I know he's not, because he doesn't know shit. He doesn't know shit. So that's the Bozo Chronicle, you know, and I didn't want to tell it while I was there because I just didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted to just gaslight myself that those people didn't exist. So I didn't want to talk about it. But now you can see I'm in a beautiful area. I'm right by where I need to go to get stuff for my teeth. Figured I'd make the video. Hope you guys like the Bozo Chronicle. I'm working on my, what is it?
MacBook?
The MacBook Pro that we have. The OBS, where I can react to other videos where my face is like up here and the video is playing, and I'll just fast forward a lot of it, like the way they're speaking, so I don't get no copyright strikes, and I'll shorten it, condense only the important parts of the video, and I'll narrate over it, and then I'll release that soon. That's the next one I'm gonna release, but it's gonna take me a couple days because I got to do it first. I'm only gonna do it through my phone. I'm gonna screen record the whole video, condense only the important parts, write the timing of when I'm gonna have my reactions, and then separately record my reactions, then picture me over those parts, reacting to the video. So I hope you guys have the patience for that video. I love you guys all. Keep subscribing and liking and commenting. I always respond by at least heart and thumbs up. Love you guys. Fucking fallen angels. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I would like to thank everyone that was involved with this negotiation.